Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another Walking Dead video. Today we're going to be talking about an article through Screen Rant for an interview that Scott Gimple recently did for SFX magazine, talking about Walking Dead, of course, and the future of what it could possibly hold. And apparently he wants to do it for another 15, 20 years. He sees it going to 2040 and beyond.
What?
And, this is obviously him being really optimistic, and just considering the state The Walking Dead is in now, where people don't really care about it, it just leaves you wondering, what the hell is he really thinking? Is he lost his mind? Well, yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Just there's so much going on with Walking Dead as far as our two spinoffs and the level of excitement between the two. One is definitely higher than the other, and I've made that very clear with the videos that I've made. Well, it just seems really strange to me that he is that optimistic, that he thinks that it can go that long. It's just like, well, to me, it just seems like, well, we're just going to continue to disappoint people for another 20 years. That's just what I take away from it. Considering everything that we want to see in the current spin-offs, to wrap up characters, to give everyone a proper closure and everything else, it just doesn't seem like he's in a big hurry to do that, just because of the weird direction that these spin-offs seem to be going, and the different ideas he's had as far as wanting to bring back Tales of the Walking Dead, which makes no sense because the first season was pretty terrible. I mean, you had a couple of good episodes, but beyond that, it was pretty fucking awful. But this is a quote that he had from the interview, saying that I do see that potential. The Walking Dead is about compelling characters in an unforgiving world, but one that is not without hope. Because the stakes are so high, the choices these characters make to find them and change them one way or another. That's the stuff of a great story, and the scariness, the action, the emotion, the discovery, that can go on and on as long as we have some terrific characters. There are characters from every Walking Dead series I would love to tell stories with again, some picking up from the last time we saw them, maybe seeing them after some time has passed. Robert Kirkman created indelible, addictive characters that we've always tried to keep pace with him. Well, I mean, they've kind of failed in that aspect already because the timeline is a mess. The characters are spread all over the world at this point, and no one knows what's going on. Nobody knows if we're going to get certain characters come back because, of course, the big deal is we want to see Rick come back because when The Ones Who Live premiered, that premiere drew in 3 million people. That is the highest performing premiere of a series for AMC in 6 years. And so to have them kind of just do that one season, be done with it, we don't know what's going on because we don't know what Andy Lincoln wants to do. Denai Guerrera doesn't seem to, be wanting to come back and do this anymore. I don't know what's going on there. There's been no official word, of course. There's just been the speculation that she might be done with the character, and she might consider her end on The Ones Who Live to be her end with Michonne, that she doesn't want to do it anymore, which I can see in some respects and everything, but there's always the wonder, will we see Rick reunite with Daryl, Carol, and all of our original survivors? We want to see them come home. We want to see the consequences of everything. If he were to see Negan again, what would happen there? How would he react to it? So there's just all these unanswered questions up in the air. And of course, the big one too, will he reunite with Morgan? There's just all these reunions that we want to see that they don't seem to be in a hurry to do. And to say that they want to do this franchise or this series, with these characters, which is pretty, just unimaginable in the sense where it's very unlikely that these actors would want to play these characters for that long. Because, I mean, the show started 15 years ago, and he wants to do it for another 15 plus years. It just doesn't seem like it's a thing that he should be really concentrating on, in a sense, where these people are already in their 50s and 60s in some aspects anyways, or just, at least their mid 40s to late 50s. I think Jeffrey D. Morgan just had a birthday where he just turned 59. And to push this out for another however many years, pushing these people into their 60s, it just seems like a really stupid move. But I'm always kind of positive, I guess, about the idea because I do love the franchise. I do love the concept of the story and everything. I love apocalyptic type stories, but to depend on these characters is just very unrealistic, where we can't depend on these characters. If they insist, if Scott Gimple insists on continuing this franchise and this brand, let's branch out into new stories. Let's go back to the beginning. That's always been my kind of thing that I would like to see happen. If they insist on, continuing this story and everything, or just continuing this world, let's go back to the beginning. Let's kind of redo Fear the Walking Dead because it started out strong and turned into something just god awful. Where we go back to the beginning, we get new characters, new stories, tell the apocalypse story from someone else's point of view, and stop depending on these characters. Maybe sprinkle in little bits of Easter eggs and whatnot. Maybe have a cameo here and there if that's what they want to do. But to continually just solely depend on these characters, it's just very unrealistic, and people are sick of it as well, where you've lost a big core group of fans way back after season 7 because people were so devastated and traumatized by the death of Glenn and Abraham, and just losing, the heart of the show really when we lost Glenn. And so to continue these particular characters, it just seems really stupid and a dumb idea. And it's just something they need to kind of work their way away from and give us the closure that we want to see, give us the reunions that we want to see that makes sense for the story, give us that kind of closure feeling. Whereas if they continue to drag this out, they're not doing it any favors. It's definitely not making the money or, getting the attention that it used to be. People are definitely not excited about it like they used to be. And that's just kind of, I guess, my 2 cents about the whole thing. Where if they insist on doing this, for another 15 years, which is, I don't know, I think it's kind of pushing it. If Scott Gimple is so determined to keep this universe around, let's start with a clean slate. We've seen so much of the current characters' stories where the only thing to do now is to close it out and call it good. We don't need to keep dragging these people out, dragging these characters out. We need to close it up and call it a day. But anyways, that's just my 2 cents, and I wanted to talk about this article and everything. Of course, I will leave a link for the article in the description so you can check it out for yourself. But if you enjoy videos like this, you enjoy Walking Dead, please be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing, come back for more content just like this, and I will see you next time. Take care.